Top Rope Podcast, Top 10 Thursday. Start with the men's ranking. A few of the guys on the outside looking in. I got Moose and the System. Yes, if you're in a faction, chances are the faction is just going to be in there all as one. Tag teams also in this. I got AJ Styles, Carmelo Hayes, Bronson Reed, John Moxley, FTR, Awesome Truth, Bryan Danielson, Otis, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, CM Punk, Malachi Black, LA Knight, Chad Gable, Kevin Owens, Darby Allin, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, and Christian Cage and the Patriarchy, all on the outside looking into the top 10. Any of them worthy of being in your top 10? Let me know in the comments. But at number 10, I got Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline. They had fallen out of the top 10, but a few of these other guys falling back now, had their title shot, lost. Christian Cage and the Patriarchy being the perfect example. Solo and Bloodline jump back in front of them, even though they haven't done all that much to really probably be deserving of that 10 spot, but it's still the Bloodline at the end of the day. I know there's no Roman Reigns, but still the Bloodline, still got Paul Heyman, still very interested in him. I still think it's one of the better stories in wrestling, although it has definitely dropped down, but got them barely in the top 10. Number 9, I got Gunther, the ring general, now king of the ring. Honestly, he'd probably be a little bit higher if it wouldn't have been for that wonky finish with Randy Orton's shoulders up, but it was a good match nonetheless. And now Gunther go on to fight maybe Damian Priest. I thought it was going to be him and Cody at SummerSlam, but yeah, Gunther's on Raw, right? So it'll be him and Damian Priest, or maybe Drew McIntyre if Drew wins it at Clash of the Castle. We shall see. Number 8, got Will Ospreay. He is the international champion. Yes, because Okada's the continental champion. It gets very confusing with all the titles in AEW. And now WWE too, having the World Heavyweight and then the WWE Champion. It's all very confusing. But Will Ospreay now getting a shot at the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I'm a little surprised. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Just because, you're going to have two faces going at one another. But I'm sure it'll be a hell of a match. But, I mean, I think it's too early for Swerve to lose. I don't think Will Ospreay is going to win, but I think he does deserve to be heavyweight champion at some point in time. So I was a little surprised he's getting the title shot here, because I thought whenever he'd make a run at this title that he would win it, and I don't think that'll happen in this case. I do have Swerve Strickland at number 7. I think he's done a pretty solid job with his run so far as the champion. It's not been fantastic, but it's not been horrible. At number 6, I got the Young Bucks. AEW has gotten so much better since the Young Bucks have started this whole takeover storyline and Anarchy in the Arena. Pretty wild, pretty good stuff if you like that kind of wrestling, and I like all kinds of wrestling, so I didn't mind it. I thought that show overall just, had a little bit for everybody. All different kinds of whatever wrestling you like, that show had it. And Young Bucks, big part of that. They've been some of the best right now. That's why they're at number 6. Number 5, I got Damian Priest. I've just been going up and down with Damian Priest. And I don't know how to feel about his title run so far, but I am very interested in everything that's been going on with him and the Judgment Day. So I guess if I'm going to put factions in there, I should say Damian Priest and the Judgment Day at number 5. But it looks like they're going to be breaking up sooner rather than later. Number 4, I do still have Logan Paul coming off a damn good match for the WWE Undisputed Championship at the pay-per-view. Even though he lost, I think he'll probably slip back down closer to number 10, if not out of the top 10 here in the next week or two, especially if we don't see him. But he is the U.S. champ, so we should see him. And speaking of guys that we haven't seen a whole lot from, but man, every time he's on my TV, I'm so invested in him. That's Drew McIntyre. I know some people, that's probably maybe thinking that's a little high. Maybe a little high, but I really love him. I'm into him right now. I got him at number 3. MJF, I got him at number 2. Huge return. Huge for AEW to keep MJF. And I mean, he's right there. I would argue I would put him at number 1, but he hasn't wrestled yet. He just came back, and we didn't see him actually on Wednesday night's Dynamite after Double or Nothing. I was really hoping we'd see him. We only get a package from him. So that was just kind of a little bit Shocking, disappointing, but we are supposed to hear from him next Wednesday night, Dynamite. But I mean, him just, he's just, every time he's on my TV, got to see him. He's worthy of being at the number 2 spot, in my opinion. And at number 1, I do have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I think he's still right there, doing a great job since he's won this championship. Crowd's still very much invested in him. I always worry about, once the story's paid off with the babyface finally winning the title, what now? Can we keep it? Can we keep him that hot? And I think for the most part, they've done a good job. He's number 1 in your Top Rope podcast, Men's Top 10. On to the Women's Top 10. Here's who's on the outside looking in. Julia Hart. Haven't seen her in a while, so she's fallen out of even the top 25. Kind of James, Athena, Blair Davenport, Deonna Purrazzo, Tatum Paxley, Mariah May, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, Chelsea Green, Kairi Sane, Asuka, Jordan Grace, Chris Statlander. Probably put Grace ahead of her, but I don't think she's going to quite climb to the top 10. Roxanne Perez. It should be a damn fine match between those two women. And yeah, if Grace wins this thing, I don't think she will, because it's just kind of weird. It's interesting now. NXT got the Forbidden Door stuff. AEW's got the Forbidden Door stuff going on, but here in NXT, I guess it's just Forbidden Door season everywhere. With Jordan Grace coming in from TNA, going to challenge Roxanne Perez for that NXT title. Man, I would love to see Jordan Grace just not do just one off here. I don't know when her contract's up with Impact, but TNA, I'd love to see her on Raw or SmackDown or in AEW. The women's division definitely still needs a whole lot of help. So, but at least she's doing something now with one of the bigger promotions, although it's probably going to be a one-off. Let's get to the top 10, huh? I do have a Roxanne Perez, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Naomi, and even Lyra Valkyrie, all looking from the outside into the top 10. At number 10, I got Tiffany Stratton. You can kind of question, whether or not she's been used to her full capabilities so far. No, I don't think she has, but I think they've done a decent amount with her, that she's still very relevant. She's one of the best in the game. I've loved her from the very beginning. Maybe I'm a little bit biased here, but she's absolutely worthy of being in my top 10. That's why she's at 10. Number 9, I got Willow Nightingale. She won me over, man. She won me over. I was never really that invested in her, and she won me over on this whole lead up to getting the championship. I think she did a good job with that, but now Mercedes Moné has the title. I have Bayley at number 8. Ever since she's won that, I don't know, seems like we barely hardly see her. No idea who she's feuding with or what's going on really with her. Number 7, I do have Becky Lynch. For now, even though she's lost two title matches, lost her title, then lost a rematch in the steel cage. And there's questions with her contract. So she could fall out of the top 10 very quickly, but she's still in there for now at number 7. Number 6, I do have Mercedes Moné. Here in the past month, she's been as high as like 2 or 3, and she's been as low as like 10 or 11. Right now, she's right in that middle at number 6. Winning the title definitely helped her, but it was just odd. They were presenting her like it looked like they were going to present. Did they just present her as a heel just for that title match against Willow? Now that she's going right back, crowd's chanting CEO, and then you got her fight Sky Blue, who's a heel. So it's like, all right, well, okay. Like, to me, it's just like, what are we doing with Mercedes Moné? Is she a babyface? Is she a heel? I'm old school. Pick one. I want to know which one she is. Number 5, I got Bianca Belair. Number 4, I got Nia Jax, Queen of the Ring. Number 3, I got Jade Cargill, and that's why I got Bianca and her in the top 5, is because of their tag team championship, and they're just both the presence that they both have. Might argue that Bianca's been there longer, has done more than Jade, but to me, every time I see Jade, I'm more interested in seeing what she's going to do than I am Bianca. At number 2, I got Liv Morgan winning that championship, and the missed kiss. I didn't see it on Raw. Did you see it? Like, it cut off right before they apparently kissed, or Liv kissed him, basically thinking maybe she's just wanting to get some, I don't know, piss mommy off by trying to make out with Dom. We'll see what happens on Raw. If Dom kind of says, hey, no, what are you doing, trying to kiss me, yada, yada. I don't know. I still haven't even saw it. I've only heard what people have said, because it wasn't on Raw. So I missed it. They went off the air. But yeah, but still very interesting. I'm Happy lives the champion. I think this was the right call, waiting to put the title on her. Not in the Battle Royal. Let Becky have it again for a little while. Much more significant. The way Liv won it, now getting a pretty good title defense, and now got everybody talking with her and Dom doing the old smooch. And at number 1, I got Toni Storm, Timeless Toni Storm. She's climbed back into that number 1 spot with Rhea Ripley being out. And we'll see how long she can stay there. That's this week's TRP Top 10 Thursdays. Don't forget to hit like, follow, and subscribe. And let me know who you got in your top 10. I'm sure you're not going to agree with mine. There's no way. You got to tell me I'm dumb. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me, no, Gary, how is she at that number? And how is this girl way down at that number? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear who's really been popping off in your eyes on TV and who do you want to get off your TV. That's Top 10 Thursday.